oh, this would never happen to you, or maybe it would. There's a crisis. Something happens to you. What? You? But no, you're the care partner. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes life happens. Maybe an automobile accident, maybe a fall, maybe a heart attack, maybe a stroke, maybe lots of things. Maybe you need to be somewhere else. There's a crisis. A crisis in the world that you live in will mean care needs to change. So do you have a crisis plan in place? Have you thought about the possibility that something could happen to you, not to the person you're supporting? Have you got a card in your wallet or purse that says, I'm supporting a person living with brain change? If something happens to me, contact. Have you done that? Because if you haven't, I suggest you do. We never know when life's going to happen to us. We never know when something will surprise us. But since we're critical in the well-being of the person we're supporting, and often the key member of the group that would be the one to know what to do next, know where the meds are, know what the schedule is, know what happens when. Is there anyone else who knows any of that? Where the insurance card is, what happens with the dog, what's the schedule that she's following now or he's following now, what happens, who are their providers? Oh, gosh, there's a lot. So I've just added to your plate. But what I'm saying is in an emergency, in a crisis, you want that already available. For some people, putting it in the refrigerator, yeah, I said in the refrigerator, in a identified thing in the refrigerator, and on the outside of the refrigerator, identify this is for a critical incident. You can actually open it up and find all the information. And it's been updated recently, so somebody could pick it up and move it forward. If you have the information in your wallet or purse, they would recognize. If you've already contacted local law enforcement, they would know that actually you're supporting someone living in the house. And if something does happen, they will want a support person. And here's the support person they should get up with. Because without you, we're missing a linchpin. And if you haven't done this thinking ahead in that moment, you're in crisis. You may not even be conscious. So I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to alert you to a reality that for way too many care partners and caregivers, we don't realize that the person we're caring for is not the only individual involved. And we keep thinking it's all about them. But we're part of them now. And if we don't work this out ahead of time, when the crisis happens, no one knows what to do. So deep breath, let it go, and get going. Now, it doesn't all have to happen at once, but what I'm alerting you to is it is important that it happen. And you got to keep up with it every now and then. It may even involve fire and rescue to know that there's someone in the house and they may or may not be able to figure out how to get out on their own. And we do want them to know that there's a possibility they may need to do a rescue. And if you have animals, what happens with the animals? Because making sure that in that crisis, your partner, person living with dementia, is able to get the support they need, because they may not be real skillful in that moment when someone's at the door that isn't who they were expecting. And we may really want to think about that beforehand.